Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about the real truth about Uber and why Uber is not worth it. So I was an Uber driver from September 2023 through July 6th, 2025. And I posted an Uber rental car video on my channel. I was renting a car from Avis through the Uber driver app, which cost me $366 per week, which included unlimited mileage, car maintenance, damage protection, and full coverage with no deductible. And I thought it was worth it because I was driving 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I was making $300 a day in Omaha, Nebraska. But I actually ended up having to drive 75 hours a week to be able to pay my bills, save money for myself, and if you drive that much, then you're going to have to pay around $5,000 a year in self-employment tax, because your expenses or mileage, whichever one benefits you more, does not 100% offset your taxes. And I found that out when my tax professional showed me how much I owed in self-employment tax when I filed my taxes. Now, when I first started Ubering, my tax professional told me that my expenses would offset my taxes. Well, that wasn't the case. And when I told them how much I had to drive, once they showed me how much I owed in self-employment tax, they were shocked that that's how much I had to drive. Okay? And I also live an hour and a half away from Omaha, because it's too expensive for one person to live in or near Lincoln or Omaha, Nebraska. And I had a lot of riders tell me that they used to be able to get an Uber in 2 minutes in Omaha. Well, that's not happening anymore because there's been a serious decrease in drivers because of everything I just stated. And since the demand for an Uber keeps getting higher and higher, and there's less drivers now across America, that's why the price for an Uber keeps going up, and that's why it's so expensive now for an Uber. And I also did a total of 12,848 trips in a year and 10 months, but because of how much you have to pay in self-employment tax, I never saved even $1 for myself, and that's why it's not worth it. And the last thing I'm going to say here is I had a rider in my car that said he used to be a truck driver, and he was also an Uber driver at one point. And he said he was driving 20 hours straight, 4 days in a row. Well, truck drivers are notorious for doing drugs when they're working. Because I don't care who you are not going to drive a car 20 hours straight without doing cocaine or meth to stay awake. It's insane what's going on. And that's why it's not worth it. And the reason why Uber drivers are doing that is because Uber resets the time on the app at 4 a.m. every day. So if you start driving at 4 p.m., you can drive all the way till 4 p.m. the next day, 24 hours straight. It's ridiculous because the time resets when the time resets at 4 a.m., they don't force you to go offline. As opposed to if you're working during the day, like 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., then they force you to go offline until 4 a.m. the next day in the morning. So that's what's going on. And that's why I stopped Ubering. I'm at a conventional job now, close to my house. So like, subscribe, share, attack it, and stay driven.